Candyman. 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 What is up, everybody? It's your boy, the TheTatermeister here. That's right, I got my Pepsi Blue in the background. I'm pretty fucking thirsty and tired, but I'm gonna record this video. Night Owl Phase 3 is now on YouTube. Go check it out in the link in the description. I'm wearing the shirt now. Bought it from the KFDM store. So check out Night Owl Phase 3 only on YouTube. But anyway, so today we're gonna be talking about Candyman. Yeah, I'm doing a special thing for it, but putting 5 times in the mirror. Alright, so Candyman, yes, the new one that just came out, 2021. Originally Candyman, this movie was supposed to come out last year, but I got pushed back all the way till this year. So yeah, thanks COVID. But yeah, I was also supposed to get a shave today. I didn't get it, but hopefully by the next time you see me, I'll have a shave. I think. I don't know. I was about to, but I just couldn't wake up in time to go to the barber. So oh well. But don't worry, I'll be getting a haircut and shaved soon. I'm gonna look a lot better. But back to the movie. So yes, I saw this movie with Danny. We met a cool chick there. What was her name? Kathleen something. Yeah, we met a new friend there. I had a pretty awesome day, but the movie itself was great. So we'll get into my negatives and positives and such. But yes, the movie itself was really good. I gotta admit, it's pretty awesome. Now, if you're going in expecting a movie like the first one, you're not gonna get that here. This movie is very much a different type of movie compared to the first one, in a sense that it's, well, for first off, it's a different director and producer than the first one. All right, so a little fun fact about this movie. It's a collab project, actually. It's produced, written by Jordan Peele, and produced, written, and directed by Nia DaCosta, right? Did she produce it? No. Yeah, she did. Okay. So yeah, this is a Nia DaCosta movie, but okay, she didn't produce it, she just wrote it. Okay. Well, it's a collab project nonetheless. Jordan Peele was involved, so we had a lot of cool people on this. It's starring, I don't know how to say his name correctly. He's the main character. Yo Bolden Mateen, if I might be butchering his name, but it's Anthony. It's his character name. We got Tiana Paris. She's a great actress as Brianna, his girlfriend. Got Nathan Stewart Jarrett as Troy, who's a very funny character, funniest character in the movie. He's the comic relief. We got Coleman Domingo. Got Cal Kaminsky. Got Bishop Williams. And yes, if you're wondering if the original Tony Todd does appear in this, the guy who plays Candyman originally, he does, but I will not spoil what happens, because I want you to experience it for yourself. But, yes, he is in this movie, but, I mean, everybody knew he was going to be, he's in every movie, but this is technically the 4th movie in the series, but it retcons 2 and 3, and I'm kind of glad it does, because 2 and 3 are just inferior to the first one. They don't add anything, and they just feel like standalone movies, and they kind of just, I don't know, they're very standard and generic, so they're just, especially 3. 3's like kind of a bad movie. Farewell to Flesh isn't bad, it's just very generic compared to the first one, like it just doesn't have much going for it. 3's just kind of a bad movie, but yeah, so I'm glad I retconned those 2, because those 2 were just irrelevant, so I'm kind of glad Nia DaCosta started fresh with this. It's a standalone sequel, so yeah. No, it's a sequel, but it's a standalone sequel. Like you don't have to see the first one to watch this. But it definitely enhances the experience if you do, I feel. Like, you'll definitely like it a lot more. But, yeah. So this takes, like, 30, 40 years after the first one. It's a new character, new cast, new story. But, yeah. So, it has a few references. So, I definitely recommend you do watch the first one, or else you're not going to enjoy it as much as you would. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, but like I said, don't be comparing it to the first one. The first one's a classic, one of the best horror movies ever made. So don't be expecting that, but it's a great movie. Okay, just want to say that. So, to start with my positive, I just want to say the acting in this movie it might be better than the acting in the first one. I'll be honest. Like acting wise, all the actors kill this fucking shit. Like You as Anthony, he does a great job. Tiana Paris as Brianna does a great job. I mean, all the actors do a great job. Troy, the guy who plays Troy, Nathan. Yeah, everybody does a great job acting-wise. There's no gripes there. That's like one of the best parts of this movie. Special effects and horror-wise, I don't know. Is it scary? Like, is the movie scary? I mean, it's creepy, I guess. Like I said, it's not as scary as the first one. I say this movie is more entertaining than the first one as far as, like, rewatchability factor. Because while the first one has, like, some excellent gripping and just intense, scary moments, I don't think this movie has that to an extent. It does, but it doesn't. Like, I don't know. I'd say this movie's definitely more gory and gruesome than the first one was. I think the first one comes more from shock value and surprise and just what the fuck. This one just has kind of like gruesome, more dark, more scary elements in a sense. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just a different type of, like I said, guys, this movie's a different type of movie compared to the first one. Not a bad movie per se, but it's not really something that's gonna blow your mind out. Yeah, like I said, I mean, this Candyman movie's pretty sick. Like I said, the biggest positive I can give this movie is the ending itself. Like, the final 15, like, the third act of this movie, the final 15, 10 minutes, like, the last, like, part, like, bro. Bro, those last 20, 30 minutes are just, like, that last shot, like, the final part of this film, the ending is just insane. Like, it's kind of unbelievable. Like, I gotta admit, this is one of the best endings of a horror film I've ever seen. And it definitely, it feels like, I'm not going to spoil what happens, but it definitely feels like they're setting up something else. Like, it definitely feels like they're making one more movie. They have to make one more movie because, I mean, the way they ended this movie is just, it's unbelievable. Like, I was just in shock. I was like, what the frick? Like, bro, it was unbelievable how they ended this. I was just like, oh my god! You know, it was badass, like, let me tell you, but honestly, that ending got the whole theater, and it was just the whole theater went insane. It was like, bro, it was awesome. But yeah, I just want to say, yeah, I really do think they're gonna make one more movie because the way it ended, like I said, it just, there has to be another movie. Like, they can't end it there. Like, bro. Yeah. So I was excited for that. Like I said, the ending is the best part by far. The third act, the final 10 minutes is it just makes up for most of the problems. Now, as far as the negatives for this movie, I'd say, like I said, the first two acts, I'm going to say the first two acts drag a bit. Like, it gets a little boring at points. It can get a little stale. Like, it does have some generic horror elements in those first two acts. It just doesn't have a lot of things going on, I guess. Like, I don't know. I kind of what made the first Candyman special, and I think Jeremy Johnson set this up correctly, is that you didn't really understand what was going on at the beginning. You kind of understood. Like, you kind of thought, like, what was her name? Helen? It kind of made you believe that Helen was just crazy and she was the one killing people, but later it's revealed, no, she was right. Candyman is real, and he is the one killing people. So that was a crazy twist in the middle of the movie. You're like, what the fuck? He's actually real? Like, bro. Because he just appeared, like, you're like, wait a minute, hold on. Like, wait, he's actually real? Like, and then he just kills people. I'm like, oh my god, he's real. So I think it was cool about the first movie was it had a very suspenseful, thriller-ish kind of thing to it. With this movie, it has more of a more gruesome, more just in-your-face thing. And maybe that'll appeal to some people. I think Nia DaCosta had a great direction here and a great story, and same with Jordan Peele. They were bouncing off each other really good with this film. But I do feel like it's, you know, and I hate comparing it to the first one because it is a different movie. But, like, it definitely feels like, you know, I don't know. It's like they were showing more than telling, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. What am I trying to say? Like I said, the movie has like I said, this movie isn't as scary as the first one. Like, it's definitely a more entertaining movie just for the violence and for the you know, the cool twists and for the ending and for different things. Like, it has, and the characters are really good. I say overall the characters are better than the first one. Obviously, they're very memorable characters. But I do feel like it's, I don't know, like the first one had Helen, and Helen is a great main character. But it's like, I guess this movie's better than the first one in character and stuff like that, and development wise. But I do feel it, you know, it lacks in the story department. That's what I'm trying to say. It's lacking in the story and the writing department in a sense. Because it just, you know, you should have made it more of like the first one was, where Helen was like, you know, everybody thinking she's crazy. Like, you know, Candyman's not real. But this one's like more in your face. Like, yeah, Candyman's real. You know that. Why we need to explain that? You know, you already know that. And I get it. We already, if you're going into this and you're already a fan of the first one, you don't really need to know. Like, yeah, you already know Candyman's there. Why try to hide it? But I think what makes the movie really cool is that you don't really know if, you know, what's going on exactly, because I mean it's giving you like, is this a spoiler if I say what happens? I mean, how do I explain this without spoiling? Like there's different characters like that are basically like they're throwing you off. Like you don't really know exactly which one's the real Candyman in a sense. Like you don't really know what exactly is going on in the story. Is because at first it kind of plays like yeah, the first movie didn't happen, but then it's like slowly you're starting to realize, well, wait a minute, something ain't right here. You know, it plays off of itself, like, you know, because it starts off like, wait a minute, wait, that's not the real one. Like, you know, it really throws you off a little. The movie throws you off a little bit. You're like, wait a minute, huh? Like, you know, and I think they had the same vibe of the first movie. That's why I'm saying Candyman 2 and Candyman 3, the original sequels, kind of lacked in that area because they didn't have the vibe or the feel of that first movie. But this one really does. Like, Nia DaCosta really tried to make an extremely good sequel, and I think she accomplished that. Like, you know, it feels like a genuine, real sequel to that first movie. Like, those other two don't feel like it, and that's why it's a great movie for that reason, because it actually felt like a sequel. You know, the other two didn't feel like it. So, yeah, it's a big improvement over those other two. I mean, like I said, the second one probably gets like a 6 out of 10 for me, and that third one probably gets like a 4 out of 10. It's, ugh. You know, like I said, I don't really hate those. They're just super inferior compared to that first one. The first one's a classic. It's one of the best movies ever made. But Nia DaCosta really tried to make an extremely good sequel to this, and I gotta admit, I think she accomplished it. It is really a great movie. A standalone movie, a great sequel, just a great horror movie. It is awesome. Like, I loved it. I'm probably gonna watch it again. Not in theaters, but later. But, yeah. I gotta admit, guys, if you're a fan of Candyman, if you're a fan of the horror genre, if you're a fan of good, entertaining films, then this is for you. Like I said, my negatives really just come down to writing. It comes down to the pacing, I guess. It could be a little faster. I guess if, like, you know, we got more character with Anthony and maybe certain... I don't know. There is problems with it, I guess. I get what Jeremy Jahns was saying, I guess. Certain other critics were saying, but... it's Candyman. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's a really cool movie, I gotta admit it. Like I said, don't be expecting the first one. It's not that. But it's a very good sequel and a very good movie, I gotta admit. Simply an 8.3 out of 10 is what I'm gonna give it. It is a super great movie. I really enjoyed it. Now, it's not the best of the year. It's not like, you know, it's not Godzilla vs. Kong. It's not The Suicide Squad. It's not Kids Movie 3. But it is really good. It's really good. Okay. It is a really good sequel. I'm really impressed with what they did. So, yeah, go check it out. It's a really dope movie. Like I said, most of my problems are the first two acts, but that last 15-20 minutes, like, you're gonna be like, oh my god, you know, that was me at the end. I was like, wow, it was like so amazing. I'm like, oh my god, it was so dope, bro. Like, that last 10 minutes, the last 20 minutes is just wow. It is amazing. But anyway, so I hope you all enjoy it when you go see it. Please go see Candyman for me. It's a pretty dope movie. So that's my opinion on the Candyman movie, guys. Yeah. I really hope they make one more movie, like the fifth one. I'm assuming they'll call it Candyman Eternal if they make the fifth movie. I really hope they make the fifth movie. But yeah. I want one more movie. Because the way, like I said, the way this movie ends, it pretty much is setting up one more movie. Like, it has to be one more movie. Like, they can't end there. You know, especially since you see the end of the first Candyman movie with Helen. But I'm not going to spoil what happens with Helen in this. But yeah, she's in this movie a little bit, but I'm not going to say what happens. So, you'll just have to watch it. Anyway. That's my review on the Candyman movie, guys. A new one by Jordan Peele and Nia DaCosta is directing. Alright. TheTatermeister signing out. Candyman. Bye.